model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Revell, and this week's build here is a car that should not need any kind of introduction here, as this is one of the legendary muscle cars of the time, and due to cinematic reasons is also very well known for being the star of a very popular show, Dukes of Hazzard. But the car even before that was quite a hit and a big success for Dodge, which was quite interesting as I think about it. Now the 66, 67, when Charger first became its own separate model, now the Charger name did appear on some 65 Dodge Darts as a West Coast package in California. But anyway, that's the Charger name, but there was a Dart Charger package. But 66, it became its own model, but they basically took a Coronet and created a fastback roof on it, and then they put special taillight on it and hideaway headlights. There were some other things done to it, but most of the body, and you can tell it was a fastback version of the Coronet. So quite cool, but different. But when it came to that particular one in 66, when they introduced the Charger, they thought it sold very, very well, producing 37,000, I think it was 37,000 units, 37,300. And in 67, the excitement died off a little bit, where only 15,000 something units were made. 15,700 units were made in 67. But in 68, they did the full-on Coke body restyle to this one right here. And that right there really struck it with some buyers. And I really love the 68 through 70 body style, even though 69 is my least favorite of the three, but I still love them. But there's some things about the 68s and the 70s that I just really like over the 69s. But that's personal preference, since that's how it is. But I mean, I would still take one, no question about that. But when it came to these in 68, the sales just took off. They couldn't believe it. So if you take 67's production of 15,000 something and the 37,000 produced in 66, so that's 52,000 first-gen Chargers. In 68, they almost doubled that with 94,000 Chargers produced. All of them two-doors, and there was, mechanically and underside very similar to the Coronet RT and some other, cars, the Roadrunner and GTX and those cars. So very similar, but the Charger had all unique body style. Nothing interchangeable sheet metal-wise between those cars. So it really stood out. It was kind of like an oddball car, really, because they had the Coronet and the Coronet RT and everything. So the Charger's kind of a weird space to be, but it was competing amongst itself. But the looks and the body just really took off, and sell it did. Even though 68 they introduced the RT package on the Charger, which this one is, and that gave you the 440 engine, and the only optional engine was the 426 Hemi. Now for 69, other than just a few little tweaks to the grille and the taillights and a little bit of trim changes, they really left it alone. They really didn't do anything to the body, but sales continued to take off. It proved that the look was there. With 69, they produced 104,000 Chargers total. And the RT package was just under 19,000 units for the RTs. And like I said, they all came with 440s and then the optional 426 Hemi, which only 432 buyers bought for the Charger RT in 69. So 69 Charger RT Hemi car, very, very rare. But when it came to me and some of the things that I was reading and finding out, made me choose a few different things to kind of have a little bit of fun with this build. And it's actually a rebuild. But anyway, some of the other interesting features in the RT package: automatic or manual, 727 or 4-speed manual. No cost difference between the two. But if you got the 4-speed, you got the Dana 60 rear end versus the 8 3/4 rear end that the automatic got. Also, piece of interesting trivia: even though you see a lot of them with the console, every one of these Chargers came with bucket seats. But the console was optional. You see a number of 68s with the buddy seat in it, but the buddy seat was an option and the console was an option, but bucket seats were standard. 69 is the same way, but you seem to see a ton of them with the console. Love the hideaway headlights on these cars. But for me, this particular, division right here in the grill, um, that's just for me between the 68 and the 70s grill. I love the seamless design of it. And I love the 70s front bumper. And 69 and 70 actually share the same taillights, even though the trim is just a little bit different, making the 70s appear as one piece. But I love the way this looks. But I, still like the 68's rocket ship round taillights, even though they don't quite go with the body as well. Now, also in 69, which I put on this particular build, were these optional Kaysley Hays wheels, which are kind of known as the recall wheels because they were available in the first part of 69, but they got recalled and taken off, and very few survive today. But that's not provided in the kit. I did add them to this particular build, and kind of had some fun with them as, I had found more things out about the particular car. So before I really get into the actual build of this, we'll go outside, show off this black paint out in the sunlight, and really get it to stand out and see how it looks in the sun. So here we go. Well, here we are out in the sun. Well, not really the sun this particular time, but still some natural light and everything, even though it's a bit overcast here in Arizona. But not much I can do about it, as tomorrow is forecasted to actually rain, which would be really cool. Looking forward to that, even though the rest of the country is freezing and getting all of this snow and winter blast. Here in Arizona, it's actually unseasonably warm. We've had a number of days in the 70s in the evenings or afternoons. So we've had some highs in the 70s, and with no breeze or any cloud, it actually feels warmer than that. But some of the mornings have been like 40 degrees, and we had some a couple weeks ago where we were into the 30s, actually freezing, where I had some frost on the windshields of my trucks. So kind of fun, but this thing, still, this black looking pretty good here in the outside in the natural light, even though it's not direct sunlight and everything, but probably looks better. So the actual sunlight would probably show some of my flaws that need to be polished out, because this thing's been sitting for a while. But she's looking really good, so kind of enjoying doing this and seeing it outside. But anyway, we'll continue on. We'll bring this back inside and continue on. Now, when it comes to this particular build, this of course is the Revell 69 Charger RT, and it's the Pro Modeler kit, and it's a great kit, and it's been released a few times, and I did it a little bit differently. I was kind of having a little bit of fun. I actually built it twice. I built it once before. Now, this was originally in 2006. I'm just going to put some photos right on top of this here. I built it orange, and I was just kind of having a little bit of fun with it, as I was thinking at the time, this is what the General Lee looked like before it became the General Lee. So no vinyl top. I had the 68 body, and I was just kind of having some fun with it. But I read somewhere in the storyline that, in the story, it was actually a black Charger, not an orange Charger that they started with. And since the jump car had a vinyl top, and you can see it just has the chrome on it, one of the General Lees, just in the opening of every episode, I thought, oh, I'll do that car, have a little bit of fun with it. And I built it. It didn't come out all that great. I had some issues you can kind of see on the hood, where I sanded the hood a little thinner so it would close, but you could see the plastic. And it was a decent build, but I decided I was going to redo it. Now, at the same time, I had also built the Dodge Daytona, and I put these wheels on it, the Kaysley Hays recall wheels. I put them on it, not realizing that the Daytona was built later in the year, and no Daytonas came with those wheels, because those recall wheels were recalled before any of the Daytonas were actually built. They were building Charger 500s. So these wheels could not have come on the Daytona. So when I decided I was going to rebuild this, I took those Magnum 500s off of this, put it on my Daytona, and put the recall wheels on this one. So while I was doing that, I decided I was going to have fun. I was going to do it black. And, you can kind of look at it and think, well, it's the Bullet car, which I do plan to build that one as well. So I was just having a little bit of fun with this one, and I did it in X9, just black. But I did the tan vinyl top because I had another vinyl top body, and I didn't reuse the red body I had. I had the Bumblebee stripe on that orange one, as you saw. But I decided I was going to go stripe the lead on this car, as it was an option. But with the RTs, if you got the striped Elite, you got these chrome badges instead of the decals, which are provided in the kit. So I put those on there, you know, the RT ones on the back. Went striped Elite. Mainly the reason there was I didn't have another decal. So, you know, at the time I didn't. So I was like, all right, I'll make it a little more upscale and luxurious. Do it in black, do it with the recall wheels, a tan vinyl top. And I left the interior untouched, but I had to redo the entire underside in black, took the whole thing apart. Just had some fun with it, but I built it the way I built it. Now it does have the 440 in it right from the Revell monogram kit. And let's get this open here, because sometimes it'll come open, and right now, there we go, doesn't want to. So there's the 440 Magnum, and you know, this is right from Revell's kit and how it appears, and with the heater hoses and everything. And you know, it's a really good kit. I mean, if you're a Mopar guy, you've had to have built one. If not, highly recommended. But all of the detail there, it's got the 4-speed, it's got the Dana, it's got the console in there, but it's just a separate part. You could skip it if you wanted to. 4-speed shifter in there in the dash, and really nice bucket seats and some really nice detail in there. So it's a really good kit. So you have to build one of these. And it's even got the hinges here where you can pose it up or down, which is pretty cool. If I got that in there just right. Oh, that's going to close on me easily, but not stay open. But anyway, there's that right there. But she's just a very fun car and very, you know, good kit to build. I know the front valance, you got to make sure you get the suspension together and all right and everything. So it is a little hard to get this front valance in there. But this is an older build. This is from 2007 when I rebuilt it and did this and touched it up and just made it a better build and a much more presentable build compared to the orange one, which wasn't bad. But this is just what I envisioned, and I decided this was going to be the way. Even though eventually I'll have that 68 Charger with the black vinyl top right out of the movie Bullet, and it'll be on my display case pretty much right next to it. And I kind of don't like having, you know, a couple of cars of the same color, you know, a 69 Charger and a 68 Charger in black. And then my 69 Daytona is also in black, but that one's a Hemi car. So, and I've shown that one on the channel before. So we'll conclude with this one and continue on, and I'll show you something else next weekend. So you guys, I appreciate your comments and your likes and your subscriptions and all the excitement that's coming to the channel. And of course, make sure you check out our sponsors in the video description below. Hobby Nut Models is a great supporter of the channel, and you know, I appreciate you guys checking them out and everything. So thank you for tuning in, subscribing, and you guys, you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next time.